I think it's a good time to get started so we can do our best to get through all of our content in 30 minutes. So, first off, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to be on the call today. Obviously, there's a lot going on in our business and personal lives, and our objective here today is to take you through specific things that we believe you could be doing in your business life to allow you to potentially thrive during this market, not just survive. So first off, my name is Arif Boyson. I'm the president of Action Coach AMB Performance Group, also the lead coach, and happy to be here today and take you through what we've created as 12 steps any business needs to prepare for an economic impact. Full disclosure, we put this together last Wednesday with the idea of helping some people that we were speaking in front of prepare for what was about to come. So some things have already happened. And what was surprising in that moment was really how many people hadn't made any moves to protect their business at that point. And so our goal here today is not to create panic. It's actually to keep everyone calm, but also make sure that we keep you focused on the right things to move your business forward. And that's what we're going to do. And then time at the end for those that want to stay on past 30 minutes to ask a few questions. I'll be happy to do that. There's a little chat box that you can use that actually will only have your message come to me, and I will respond publicly to whatever the message is for the group so everyone has the opportunity to hear and learn. So let's go to the first step here. And the first one is really about communication. So you may be beginning to notice in your emails communications from various CEOs slowly coming out about what they are doing and how they are prepared to support their customer base. The same should be happening from you. Your customers should be hearing from you. Specifically, your A and B customers should be hearing from you in an intimate way if that's possible. A phone call, a direct email. For those that are your top clients, making sure that they know that they are on your mind. Tell them your plan. Don't let them wonder whether you or your business is going to be there to serve them. Also critically important to make sure that you're communicating directly to your team. They want and need to hear what you think. You're their leader, and it's important that you're there talking to them. Take some time to reach out to your networks. Make sure that each of those networks hears from you, knows that you're there for them. Ask how you could support them, but also be sure to let them know what they could do to support your needs, because this should and will be a time where we all come together to support one another. Connect with your suppliers, the people you see and use all year, but may take for granted. Don't forget to reach out, let them know what's going on, make sure they're clear, your availability and how things are going to be working. And remember that people always think they're communicating. So the purpose of this slide is really to make you pause and say, did I really communicate as clearly as I think I did? And the way you'll be able to solve that is by asking your people if they have questions. And secondly, by asking some of your best questions, if they're your best customers, if they're clear where you are headed from a business standpoint over the next couple of weeks. Sitting in silence, joining in banter, not what your team needs right now. They need you to take action and be the leader that they're looking for. Second up is this idea of remaining positive. Yes, for your people, but most importantly for yourself. So true leaders shine in this moment. So as I say here, shine bright for your team. Make sure you're standing tall. Make sure you are remaining positive. Truth is, panicking helps no one. But on the flip side, we're here for this 30 minutes also to say complete inactivity and neglect helps no one as well. So if you catch yourself doing either of these, You're part of the problem. So you should be in a plan implementation point at this point. And if you're not, we'll talk a little bit about that towards the end. If the news is disturbing or difficult for you, stop watching. If it's bringing down your spirits and people around you notice it, stop watching. Don't join in on the negative banter. Your role is to lift people up, so you have to start with yourself. Business owners' positive mindset in this moment is the most critical thing you can be focused on. It's really, really important that you are doing things to remain positive and keep yourself and your team moving forward because positivity breeds positivity, which will help you get some results. So look for those small wins and highlight them in your business as often as possible. And I say on the bottom here, sell toilet paper in jest, but really I'm being serious because you ought to think about what your version of toilet paper is right now. Because we all have something that we really didn't think would be this significantly desirable thing. And now all of a sudden it is. So inside your business, what would be your toilet paper? Something people can't get enough of, but you didn't necessarily think about that in advance. So I challenge you to think about that. Third, know your cycle. What type of revenue are you up against the next 90 days? I asked every client and every business owner that I know this question, and each and every one of them had to look it up. They had to stop and look it up. We're not in a place where we are able to stop and look that up now. You need to know the revenue that you're up against. So April 2019, May 2019, June 2019, have a clear understanding of what you're up against from the top line and bottom line, and create your worst case, mid case, and best case scenario. Be prepared. The more you know, the better decisions you can make. Second, pay close attention to the factual news at this point. So take a look at what's happening in China and Italy. Watch their markets. See how they start responding. A couple weeks ago, China was reporting thousands, upwards of 4,000 new cases a day. We're not entirely sure how accurate all the information was, but it's close. I can also say to all of you, I do some business with Hong Kong. I have seen them start to uptick as it relates to people back in the workplace, things like that. So you now actually, if you look at yesterday, China reported 16 new cases. So they went from thousands to 16. So we want to track that and understand it because it'll be a very good indicator of what's going to happen here. Italy will be the next one to watch. Obviously, we're all hopeful that the United States is responding more effectively and quicker. Therefore, maybe we'll be able to turn around a little bit faster. But there's, the curve of this upward trend of cases being reported. And then, of course, there's the economic impact of that afterwards, which is why I'm talking a lot about what is your 90-day plan, right? Not when do we get back to everyday work where the social distancing slows down. It's what's the 90-day plan, because there's going to be after effects of this as well. And think of anything you can do to pivot now. Don't wait and see if this gets worse. Plan now, act when or if necessary. Really important. Step 4, be prepared to change. So we need to get ahead of this now. Plan, test as necessary, and act as you see appropriate. But really, every single business owner should be hustling right now, thinking out of the box of what you will do to lead your business if you're not able to touch people or go somewhere or any of those things. And what I've been pushing people on is challenge yourself to come up with 10 ideas that could generate business, right? Don't just sit there and take it. Push yourself. Behind my desk, I always have these 2 oars, and the oars stand for something. So the O stands for ownership, the A stands for accountability, the R stands for responsibility. The purpose of this is to keep me always thinking about how I take ownership, accountability, and responsibility for all the things happening around me. I can't control coronavirus. I'm not an expert on the things that are happening. What I can control is the effort I put inside my business to make sure that we continue to move forward. And so that's our challenge. So as a team, we sat and came up with new ideas to pivot, different things that we could do to generate business. Some of my clients today transitioning from touching face-to-face business to literally going out and building out a Zoom profile with breakout rooms so attorneys can continue to meet with clients, so doctors can continue to see patients. These are all things you can do in advance to move your business forward, but you have to plan and set this stuff up now so you're able to run your business with these things in the weeks to come if necessary. So if you take nothing from this 30 minutes, stop and challenge yourself to come up with 10 ideas that could generate business. I had a music school on as a client earlier today. By the time we finished generating his ideas, we actually realized that if he executed on all of those, he could actually double his revenue in April by focusing on kids trapped at home with their parents and giving them some, it's almost like a babysitting service to get them focused on music education, right? So just think about what your ideas might be inside your business. Step 5, we need to be objective, not emotional right now. So if you're going to cut back, if you need to cut back, do it with objectivity. Don't blindly cut. Don't just cut the biggest number. Make smart decisions that will still allow you to grow in the short or near long term, and pull back on non-investment type things. Watch your team spending, but I implore you, do not stop marketing or investing in your business growth. In some cases, think about where you can double down. The music school guy is going to double down on his marketing investment and target a specific community and specific people to tap into an opportunity. There are things for all of us to do. A restaurant could be redeploying their employees and getting different insurance to be able to do delivery. So those that used to serve, maybe they need to drive food in their car. If it keeps them employed, they'll be happy to do it. Before you do it, make sure you're following all the new rules. Take temperatures, wear gloves, keep the 6-foot distance, videotape it for your customers, put it out so clients can see socially what you're doing and feel comfortable ordering from you, so you could be that restaurant that survives and thrives. I see we have a couple of restaurants on the call today. Think about how to support businesses that may be thriving in this moment. So there are businesses thriving. Is there something you can offer them from a service? Right? So my doctors that are running private practice, reaching out to hospitals to see where they could step in to keep their business moving forward. Right? Renegotiate deals where you can, but just be thinking and think with objectivity. And if you do it in advance, you'll be able to create the kind of result that you want to create. Step 6, starting to get a little late on this, but extend credit. If you haven't done this, give it a shot. There's actually a couple things that happened today. If you haven't heard this, number one, it's just been announced that the IRS is pushing back your tax due date to July 15th. So there's a 90-day reprieve on that. So that's pretty exciting for everybody. And there's lots of different loans and financial services being put out there by Facebook, Google, Amazon, the small business long-term loans, great rates. Beyond that, think about the banks. Can you extend your line of credit? Business, personal. If you haven't looked at refinancing, you'll want to look at refinancing now. Refinancing is a great opportunity. We actually had one of our clients start going through the process of refinancing about a week and a half ago. And what he refinances on the property that he owns actually can allow him to drop almost $100,000 in revenue, which is a little bit more than what he projected he would drop from this impact. So don't pass by refinancing is not something that is really important. It's a great opportunity and pure profit, right? These are just pure dollars to be saved. Staffing cuts and changes are something you should think about, right? This is a little further down the line, but you should have your plan. It's the hardest thing we need to do, but we need to be prepared. Some decisions, short term, are going to be mandated by the government, but we want to protect ourselves for the long term, protect our business while making sure that we support our people as best as we can. So as you look at this over, the next 90 days or so, think about the part-time workers, making sure that they're working their least amount of guaranteed hours if that's what your business needs. so we can protect the longevity and continuity of the business. We're not looking to hurt everybody, but if we all have to hurt a little just to get through the time period, that's okay. Because in the long run, our business will survive and then allow us the opportunity to thrive. Offer unpaid time off to those that are interested, right? This actually is an option that most people don't put out there, and it's always been surprising to me. I worked for a large corporation. When we put these things out there to the company, I couldn't believe how many people were happy to take time off and be unpaid. So more people than you know, think about it. You put it out there as a genuine offer. If you plan accordingly, though, you should be able to make it through this time period and not need to do any of this. But you have to have a plan just in case something turns in a different direction. Plan now for how to be productive at home. If you haven't done that and you're at home, but if you've got some time, make sure you know everything. How are you going to handle things? Do you need to switch your banking all to ACH transfers? How are you going to handle mail? What are the customer service needs? Are there files that you have to have? Is everything not digital? So just make sure you're really focused on this. If you're a demand business, what platforms do you need to sign up for and test? So we think about the attorneys and the mediators out there, making sure that they have platforms to still be able to visually communicate and negotiate with people. Really, really important and easy to get set up. You just have to take the time to do it. Step 9, online or deliveries. Think of any way to do business online. Try it. If it doesn't work, okay, try something else. Test and measure. Groupthink with your team is necessary. Don't just sit around if you're unable to do business. Really take the time to test different things that you could potentially do online. Add delivery. We talked about restaurants a little bit earlier, but what are the other things that you could potentially deliver from your service to help people? So you may come up with an offer, and then on top of that offer, tell people you're willing to deliver it. And then those thriving businesses, think about, is there a way for you to do business with them and help your business thrive along the way? So go start searching things that are really surging right now, and then see if you can connect the dots to this. The idea here is hustle on your business right now and make sure that you're spending that time hustling on your business to put some ideas in place. And that's really what this 30 minutes is intended to be. It's intended to get you to think. So if you think, you never know what sort of ideas you're going to come on with. So when I got on the line with the music school, they were in a darker place, right? Not really feeling like they could thrive. By the end of that call, they were ecstatic at the opportunity and all charged up. And those are the things that we need to be doing. Market and sell. So keep marketing, keep branding. What could you be the expert on at this time? So think about this idea of business interruption insurance. Everybody's walking around talking about it if they're a business owner, but the complexity around this is unbelievable. So if you're an insurance broker or you run an insurance firm, you should be out there educating the world and put that out as a marketing piece. Put a couple dollars behind it to get it in front of more people. So now the next time somebody's thinking about insurance, you're going to be the expert that helped them during this difficult time. What sort of signage should people be using? And so if you're someone in that type of business, or if you're someone in the mortgage broker business, going out there, putting facts in front of people, helping people do math before they do the math to get them to take action and maybe do some business with you. We've got a captured audience at home right now that is maybe willing to take some time on things that they hadn't been able to before because they were too busy. So grab their attention. But obviously you got to do it all through some sort of online digital vehicle. Create new, exciting, and actionable offers. All right, put them out there. You might need to change your pricing a little bit for the time period. The idea should be, you should honestly be wanting to help people. So if everything starts with, I genuinely want people to be okay, and then you're going to do some business from it, that's all right. But just make sure your pricing and everything matches. Don't be that guy wherever he was that marked up hand sanitizer in a tiny little bottle to $9.99. That's not a new, exciting, and actionable offer. That's a terrible way to treat the people around you. So you want to put value out there for people. And we talk a lot at Action Coach about 5 ways. So these are the 5 things that we have our business owners and clients focus on. And I'll say them real quick, and then if anybody has further questions on them, always hop on our site, set up some time with us, and we'll be happy to take you through it. But the 5 things you need to focus on are: 1, lead generation, and you should have 3 to 5 strategies on that. 2, conversion of those leads, and you should have 3 to 5 strategies on that. 3, what is your average sale and what does it need to be, particularly over this 90 days? So if you're going to come up with a new idea, what will be the average sale of it? And will that generate what you need? And you should have 3 to 5 strategies there. The 4th one is number of transactions. So how are you going to do more transactions? And then 5th is margin. So these are the 5 things we focus on with clients that give you more customers, more revenue, and more profit. And something that's important for people to understand. So you want to focus on that. If you don't know 5 ways, please reach out and we'll be happy to take you through it. And then obviously most important, repeat business. Your best customers, you never know what they need from you. So maybe there's another offer. Maybe there's something else you can do. Maybe there's a bulk deal on stuff that you have inside your business that you need to move anyway. And your best customer who's got some cash on hand is willing to invest in that. And that investment in you will help you get through this time period. So be strategic about it. I say call a certain number of customers a day. So if you've got 50 people you need to touch and you want to touch them all in 5 days, do the math, right? I got to call 10 people a day. So make sure you have their information with you and you're able to execute what they ask. But check in with these people. Genuinely be interested in what's going on with them and see if there's a way you can support one another. Lastly, be focused on common sense and compassion. So right now is a great time for us all to be authentic and calm. Obviously, we need to be clean, be realistic, and be kind. That is the environment that we're in. And if you think this checklist isn't for you, see step 12. We need common sense and compassion. And there's a lot of things that we all should be doing to prepare ourselves for our business to survive this 90 days. So I work with a lot of business owners. We work with a lot of business owners, helping them get really, really clear on plans. The truth is, if you had a plan for the beginning of 2020, you might as well crumple it out and throw it out the window. It is no longer an executable plan. You need a new plan. And that new plan needs to be focused on things that will allow you and your team to do business over the next 90 days. You don't need to freak out. We don't need dramatics. We need calm, but we need calm with a plan. So the intent here is not to solve all your problems. It was to get you thinking, to get you to analyze your business, to get you to create a plan, and then to get you to act. So at this point, that really does wrap up our time together. A couple of things. One, I'm going to open it up for questions in the chat box. So please go ahead, feel free to type it in there. If it's a question you don't want me to put out to everybody, that's perfectly fine, but just type that message in there. It'll come to me, only me. And then we'll talk about it while everybody's kind of getting their questions loaded in here. One of the things that I'll also say is as I just talked about different things, one of the things that we pivoted to do was put together some workshops, some 90-day planning workshops for our clients. We typically do these at the beginning of each quarter. And what we're doing now is putting it out to everybody with the genuine hope that we can get more businesses to survive and thrive during this time period. So we're going to send that out to everybody that signed up for this seminar today, and we're going to put it out on Facebook and all those other channels. It's a $995 program that we're putting out for $145. And it's real value, and it really actually goes back to this idea of number 12 and having good bulk deals out there for people. So we're putting 8 people together in sessions to work over the course of 2 hours and create their 90-day plan to be really, really focused and committed to making sure their business survives and thrives during this time period. So if that's of interest to you, that will be great. Question came in here, where did I hear about the taxes? And online, where everybody hears about everything, but it is official. It just came through. IRS has moved that back. And any other suggestions for restaurants just got texted into my phone. So restaurant suggestion is it's probably one of the trickiest models out there. But what I would say is be really, really focused on the delivery, right? So, but to be able to deliver and make people feel safe, you've got to prove that you're running a safe environment. So I think you have to get out there digitally and be able to communicate to your customers exactly what you're doing to keep your environment clean, and exactly what you'll do to help them get through this time period while parents are trapped at home with all sorts of kids and all sorts of other things. Is there one more coming through here? No. Okay. So we're going to wrap it up here. I do appreciate everyone's time. Anyone has any other questions, feel free to email me at arifboyson@actioncoach.com. You can check in with us on Facebook, AMV Performance Group. And just remember this, everybody. We'll all be able to get through this, but we need a plan, we need to analyze, and then we need to act. So thanks for being here with me today. Have a great day, and we'll be back in touch with some more things in the future. Bye-bye.